I tell you what, Rob, I'm not any spring chicken no more, mate. 53 years old, right? And there's something really important I've learned, and this is my New Year's resolution, is to slow down.
Hmm.
Definitely slow down. What I do now, it's not quantity, it's quality. We can sit there, right? And we can write a book for 6 hours, and really, really drain ourselves. Or you can write a book for 1 hour a day and, make it quality.
Yeah.
Right now, you get that little break and you get to think a bit more about it. So that's what I'm doing now, Ben. Well, before I used to do marathons and writing, I spent 8 hours writing a day, my days off, and it was like, what am I doing? Now, the other day I was sitting there reading a book for an hour. I do a bit of dancing. I done a karaoke with my daughter. I saw a good Disney film the other day. That's what life's about. But we do have to work hard. But I think it was Jim Rohn. He's a great motivational speaker. He said, "When you're at the beach, think of the beach. When you're in the office, think of the office." And that's a brilliant one. I love that one.
Be present, essentially.
Yeah,
How do you keep yourself organised?
Rob, you hit the nail on the head, man. All you got to do is make a plan, right? Make a plan of what you're going to do. When you wake up in the morning or the night before, make a little plan. It doesn't have to be an overwhelming plan. Like you're going to do 30 things. Smaller the better. And don't forget, if you don't get all the list done, it doesn't matter. You make a little list of what you're going to do and you prioritize. So out of all these things, what is a priority? What should I really do? Tidy up the house, spend some time with the child that's having some issues and make sure it's okay. Even just to sit with your family and just say, "Is everything all right?"
Was there an influence early on in your life, or a moment that perhaps taught you something about that focus, or perhaps maybe just put you on the right path?
Yes, there was, Rob. It happened in 1981. I was 11 years old and I saw my house burn down in front of my own eyes. What happened was we lived in East London. We were around the area of the 70s with the National Front, etc. We're the only Asians in the whole area. And it's all illustrated in my book, Unbreakable. Our house got petrol bombed while we were in it. Came outside. There was some people outside, bystanders, that helped us out. I didn't have no shoes on. I had my pajamas on. It's middle of a cold season. And as I saw my house burn down, I thought to myself, Rob, I thought to myself, wait a minute, this ain't right. This can't happen. I'm here for a reason. Right? And I need to do something to make this change. I'm going to make sure that before I go, I'm going to leave something. I'm going to make this world, do something to make this world a better place. And I made myself a promise that when I grow up, I'm going to do something. I don't know what it was, Rob. I didn't have a clue. Didn't have a clue what it was. I knew I was going to do something to make this world a better place. And as the years went on, Rob, eventually I got involved with education. I started reading books on Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi. These guys became my parents. They became my leaders. I wanted to know what was the secret of being successful, being kind, leaving this world a better place. And that's when it all started, Rob. And then, obviously, as time went on, you get involved in life, like teenage years and everything. I forgot about my promise. Then I came to an age when I thought, wait a minute, what about the promise I made all those years ago to do something? So I went and worked for the NSPCC. I went to schools as a volunteer. I saw hundreds and hundreds of children. And knowing that I had been grown up in an area where I was bullied, we had racist teachers, National Front, as I said before. It was nice for me to go in front of assembly, Rob, right? You can imagine how I felt going in front of assembly with children saying to them that, you don't have to be picked on. There is help available. If you've been bullied, speak to someone. And having that audience sitting in front of me was such a great thing. And the best one was, Rob, when I'd done it to my daughter's school. God gave me the right to do the same speech for NSPCC and my daughter in the assembly, and her face was so bright. And all she said was, "Don't choose me, though, for anything." And when I said, "Right, I need a volunteer kid to come up," she was pointing to the left, to the kid on the left.
She was looking at you in only the way that her father and daughter can connect. And she was saying, "If you pick me, Dad, I'm going to haunt you for the rest of your life."
So yeah, Rob, I didn't only do that, Rob. I kept my promise, and I've also worked on a lot of charity work for the Sikh Channel, Anti-Bullying Alliance. I'm still doing it, Rob. I've still got lots of things to do.
One of the things I want to maybe extract from your brain, your experience a bit, Jag, is your ability to communicate with people. We talk about how to get started when it comes to writing a book, making a film, making that podcast on Upload a lot. But something I get asked every now and then is, how do you know what to say, Rob? Well, the answer is always the same, and it's not a lie. I don't say it for any kind of gimmick. I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth until I'm in the moment. And I, like you said, try to kind of be present. So when I'm on the show, I'm here, present. My phone isn't in eye line. I'm not distracted by anything outside. What lessons have you learned? What do you know now about clear communication that perhaps you didn't know when you first started standing up in front of school assemblies?
Most important thing, Rob, is to listen. To listen. That's the main important thing. A lot of people talk. I did this, I did that. I'm going to go and do this. And you know what we forget is that one of the greatest ways you can win over a heart, anyone, is by listening to them, and it's got to be genuine. Not. You've got to listen to them carefully. And once they finish talking, and the person who talks the less is actually the most intelligent person, because that person is actually taking it in, listening to that person's concern, and then you respond much more powerfully by coming out, because you think about it, you hesitate, and you think about it, and you come back out. And that can be anything, Rob. It can be a praise, a compliment, and you know, a lot, we live in a society where a lot of people, you know, talk about other people, you know, gossip. You know, it's only a natural thing; it happens, but you'll find in the room, the guy who listens more than gossips is the intelligent person there, and he's a caring person there, and everyone will like that person because they actually take the time to listen. So the first step of communication I've learned is to listen to people. And when you listen to people, they open their heart up to you and become their friend, you become connected, and there's that human interaction that takes place, and they know that you will listen to them.
BBC Upload.
BBC Upload.
Upload is a great way to reach a new audience with my spoken word poetry.
The best in new comedy, poetry and spoken word.
What I did was, in the days where there was no computers, no internet, I sat down and I wrote 10 letters to 10 billionaires. And I was about 13, 14 at the time. And the letter I wrote was, please, sir, could you tell me what is the secret to success? Now, I posted these letters out there, and I waited and nothing come back. And I thought to myself at a time, you know, I don't think they got the time to answer me or reply to me. Then one day, my mum said to me, we've got a letter here. And it was from a Japanese billionaire. And I thought, wait a minute, it actually responded to me. So I opened the letter up, and I thought, this guy's gone out of his way. So what's the big secret to life? You know, what's the 10 different methods or whatever? And I opened it up, Rob, and right in the middle of the A4 sheet of paper was one word, and that was Kaizen. 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 Now, that's all there was on the piece of paper. That's all. Now, it was up to me as an individual to go and do some research and find out what this word means. So those days, you know, there was no internet, as I said. So I had to go in the rain in the bus stop, get a bus, go to the library, get in the library, go in there. But, you know, I was interested, and my passion was there. I thought, no, wait a minute. So I spent ages in the library, and eventually I found out that the word Kaizen, I come across it. And it's a Japanese word, and the word Kaizen means constant improvement in every area of your life. Now, I sat back and I thought, wow, one word. And as I looked more into it, Rob, I found out a lot of Japanese companies, large companies, they have this word written in their offices and in the tables and everywhere, Kaizen. So I thought, well, right, okay, so billionaires responded to me. I've got up, I've gone out there, I've learned this word. Now, learning or listening to motivation or reading about it is one thing, Rob. But doing something about it, actually applying, application is the key. And this guy's given me this Kaizen, right? Application is the key. Now, I can just go to the library, see this word, go home and never think about it. But no, application is the key. So I had sat there and I thought, right, okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to improve my health, I'm going to improve this, I'm going to improve that. And as I said before, it's not major changes that we're looking for. Nobody should go out there and overwhelm themselves, you know, just small steps, baby steps. We take those small steps. And do you know what, Rob, right? As the years have gone by, I thought about this, right? This billionaire, the psychology behind what he had done writing this word on the letter was amazing. And the psychology was that I'm going to give you the word, whether you go and find out about it, because I'm not even going to explain to you what the word, he didn't even explain what the word was. That's my job. And anything worth having in life is worth working for. So I actually went out of my way. I done my research, and everyone out there, same thing. Anything when they're doing life, do your research first, look into it, find the steps, find the application, how you're going to do it, and take small steps and get to your goal. Don't rush, don't overwhelm. It can take 5 years and 10 years, 15 years. But if you don't do it now, where will you be in 10 years' time?
It's such a juxtaposition in a way to hear you say, like, don't pressure yourself, take your time with these things. Because quite often we talk on Upload about the only way you're going to make that film is by getting started. The only way you're going to write that book is by getting started. And that's still true. You do have to start. You do have to make that first move. But you're also right in saying don't rush it and don't think to yourself, I must start this book today and be finished it by next Friday. That's not the case. There's no right or wrong timeline. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. And I hope with each of the guests we have on BBC Upload, that is becoming slightly more apparent week in, week out. You have a new series, Unbreakable Motivation. I'm assuming kind of off the back of the book, Unbreakable, which you released, I think, a few years ago now. That book's been out a couple of years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Rob. Yeah, it's been a couple of years now. What I'm doing now, Rob, with Unbreakable Motivation, what I'm doing is I'm reaching out to schools, colleges, universities. I'm going to go up to these places and speak about motivation, persistence, goal setting. You know, and a lot of people say to me, Jag, you're an expert by experience. And I love it when people say that because I've seen so much, Rob. I've done so much, and now I want to share that with everyone. And there are many people out there that are gifted, you know, they're gifted, you know, they have that little seed inside them that says, I want to become something one day. I want to do this one day. And as you said before, Rob, many people have written a book, never finished it. There's so many people even listening out there right now. Finish that book, get on it, make a plan. And a lot of people say do you know what, Rob, when people say to me, I haven't got the time to do it. That really disheartens me because I try not to respond, but if I could respond, I would say, you know, I work out, I read a book, I'll do this, I'll do that in the day. It's just about planning. Please plan your day and everything can be done step by step. If you start now, where are you going to be in 10 years' time? But start. I think it was Arnie, wasn't it, Rob, that said that you have to put 10,000 hours into your craft?
Yeah.
I think it's funny, yeah. At least 10,000 hours. And people out there who haven't completed their book or haven't reached the potential of health that they want to, have they really spent that 10,000 hours and time in looking into it or training into it? Once they have, they'll realise they'll be in a much better position.
Jag, I'm always more motivated after talking to you. And some days that I find that hard to believe because some days I wake up and full of that momentum. I'm feeling Olympic some days. Other days not so much because I'm like any other human being. I have days which are slightly heavier, perhaps. But I always feel more motivated, and that's why I'm pleased to have you on the show to spread some of that kind of confidence as well for other people. Where can people find you online, Jag?
People can find me on Twitter, now called X, JagSingh_I can. People can also go to my YouTube channel, Unbreakable Motivation, and also download my book, Unbreakable, which is available on Amazon. So simply type in Unbreakable, Jag Singh, Singh.
Jag, you're great.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much. Listen, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Right now, we're living at a time where mental health awareness is at its highest peak. And I'm very happy about that, really, really happy because I've been there, I know what it's like, and I know exactly what people go through. So I'd just like to say to anyone out there who's suffering from any sort of mental health issues, please reach out. Do not suffer on your own. There are so many organisations and charities out there that I'd love to hear from you. Please remember, do not suffer on your own.